And now I'm cheesing my way back to you, Van, with a burning cheese inside. Time to talk pack. You know it is.
It's just like the cheese is so sweet
The
after a
cheese
victory.
runs
The
sweet.
cheese runs sweet after a victory like this.
It was so good. I
We
mean,
beat the Rams 32-18. Uh,
can I can I say my
completely embarrassing the number one defense in the league.
can I say my keys to the game were essentially irrelevant? I was like, we got to watch out for Jalen Ramsey. We got to watch out for Aaron Donald. Who?
Oh yeah,
What?
I texted you this. You know what? I told.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, tremendous talents.
Sure.
But in this game,
I, so I told Miss I told you this. I said
nothing.
complete non-factors. Complete
Non-factors.
non-factors.
Yep.
And it's funny. I was thinking that because I wrote that down. I typed it in our notes and I texted it to you. I was telling Miss Van, I've gotten pretty proficient since we started doing the podcast. Which 2 years, by the way, we're 2 years a couple days ago. 2 years.
Congratulations.
I've gotten pretty proficient as watching a game, typing notes, and texting all at the same time, but still taking the whole thing in. Um, no, so non-factors, right? And
Non-factors,
apparently
really.
there was some jawing back and forth between Devonte Adams and Jalen Ramsey before the game, to where Devonte Adams had to be escorted by a referee away from him before the game.
I mean, they were heated.
I mean,
They didn't look like they were having a good time during the game either. There was
no, they, I mean
a little bit of John.
because Jalen Ramsey got made to look a damn fool on that touchdown, right? Devontae's on this side. He goes do motion over here,
No, wait a minute, hold
motion
on.
over here.
That
Just kidding.
motion was that motion. So the second half of that motion was insanely fast. I don't know that I've ever seen a motion like
That's what I'm
that.
saying. He just like do.
Have you ever watched? Have you ever watched arena football?
Yeah, yeah,
So
a little
arena
bit.
football, they allow you to come out of the backfield and
At
motion
a full
forward.
sprint, yeah.
That was like, oh my god, this is like arena football, but like some weird, like
And
the
well,
horizontal
the
way.
thing is, so as Devontae Adams gets that touchdown, Jalen Ramsey immediately turns around and starts crying, like just because he got fucking burned.
I mean,
And
it was just
okay,
a good scheme.
so
That is the difference between Matt LaFleur and Mike McCarthy. Like
yeah,
that scheme right there, like
you know
that
what Mike McCarthy
play,
would have done right there? Run.
he would have called, all right, well, snap the ball to Aaron and everybody try to get open. That
I
was
mean,
his play.
I can tell you Mike McCarthy's playbook right now. Run, -2 yards. Run, 1 yard. Incomplete pass, punt.
No, on third down, it was okay. We're gonna shotgun snap it to Aaron. Everybody, just do whatever you think is gonna get you the most open.
Fucking someone's just running down the field like, ah!
That was yeah. This was an actual scheme that was crazy smart on the 1 yard line
Yeah.
to put a player in full sprint motion
Mm-hmm.
and snap the ball and hit him.
Wide ass open.
I mean,
Um,
for
so
NFL standards, he was wide ass open, but I still actually
I
not
mean,
still fairly tight.
there was another great catch Devontae had too, where like he caught it over the middle, and Jalen Ramsey is probably like 3-4 yards away from me. He kind of just gave up as
He
soon as the ball
did
got in
give
the,
up.
he just gave up.
It was
So
ridiculous. I was like, why isn't that guy running?
I thought the same thing. I was like, well, fine, whatever. And the other thing too is Aaron Donald obviously not at full strength,
Yeah.
but he got in this little shoving match with Elton Jenkins.
Got
And
a
which yeah, I
got the
thought I was like
got the
I was
flag.
like I was like throw his ass out, ejection, ejection, ejection. But anyways, I read today a pretty good point. You know, we love Elton Jenkins. We know how versatile he is. He's only a second year player. He's been fantastic.
He's only a second year player?
Only a second year player.
Oh
He's I
shit.
don't think he's played at least he's played every position in a game. I think he's only let up like maybe one sack ever. Um, but that's how you know he's made it in this league. He frustrated Aaron Donald to the point where Aaron Donald got in his face.
That's crazy.
So that's
It was
excellent.
crazy.
Um,
That was quite a performance from Jenkins.
I mean, so uh, before the game, Lil Wayne made another hype video, another song. So in the 2010 season, he made Green and Yellow, right? He did his
Mm-hmm.
Black and Yellow, but Green and Yellow. he kind of did the same thing, but with a 2020 twist on it. He said he spent 3 days making this song. He said, "I don't do that." He said, "I don't spend 3 days making anything." He said, "Normally I sit down and have done a couple hours." So he spent 3 days on this song.
It's insane.
So it got
So
the team
good.
all hyped up. He showed it to the team first, whatever else, and got them all hyped up. Um, there were fans in the stadium. I think 9,000 fans in the stadium.
Yep.
It was so nice to hear "Go Back, Go Pack, Go,"
It
and
was
like
tight. They were
it was cool,
loud. They were
loud.
loud.
The players were saying it sounded like 80,000 people, not like 8,000.
Yeah, it
It was
was
loud.
crazy.
Um, youngest youngest head coaching matchup since Don Shula versus John Madden in 1970. Matt LaFleur is 41. Sean McVay is only 34.
Damn.
Fucking wild. Um, I wrote this down too. I don't know. The Rams have like the slickest looking jerseys, right? The blue and yellows. Not the golden blues. The golden blues were fucking stupid when they were the St. Louis Rams. The blue and yellows look so nice, like that lighter, not navy blue, but like the light,
Yeah, it's like
like a regular ass blue
yeah, it's like
and
regular
yellow.
regular ass blue.
And then their away jerseys are like off white. It's like you don't paint the wall white, you paint it cream, which is basically white. And I'm like, it just looks like someone washed their jerseys in dirty ass water. Like
Yeah, I didn't notice at first, but then it was like, all right,
awful.
whatever.
No, I don't like it. Um, what else? I mean, we had some like what else I hear here? Oh, Aaron Rodgers passed Brett Favre as most completions in the postseason in
Wow,
Packers history.
wow.
Let's see. What else do I have here? That's enough for that, I guess. Um, I mean, our defense looked stout.
Defense looked crazy good.
I
Adrian
mean,
Amos
we had
still a standout to me.
we had we had some play like some the Rams got some drives going, but this I think this is the identity of our defense, right? Is like our defense starts out quarter one pretty strong, and then quarter two and three they start like letting it go a little bit, and they'll let long drives happen. But at the end of the long drive, they're like, no, just a field goal, and they tighten up. And then in the fourth quarter, when the game gets close, they seem to always make a clutch third down deflection, interception, sack, something ridiculous always happens. In
And
this game, what was it? It was Kenny Clark with the sack. Rashawn, no, after that, sorry, Rashawn Gary, Preston Smith bookended the game with two nice pass deflections. And then after the end of the game deflection, Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark combined for a huge sack on fourth down. Um, Kenny Clark played amazing.
he
Rashawn
really
Gary played
did
amazing.
so good on defense. And the thing that I thought was crazy, so this going to the other side of the ball on offense, we were very patient, extremely patient. Check out this stat. Check out this stat. This comes from Matt Schneidman. The
Schneidman.
the Rams allowed 91.3 rushing yards per game in the regular season.
We
Third
threw up
best.
like 250. It
No, no, no. The
was
Packers
over
ran for
200.
149 yards and 2 touchdowns on
I
rushing.
felt like it felt like way more than that. Are you sure it was only 149?
That's what this says.
I don't know, man. Like
I didn't think
I,
like
I I said a couple things. Our rushing game looked fucking strong.
we had
We had
long drives.
it was but the runs themselves were strong runs. Like AJ Dillon, Jamal Williams, Aaron Jones, they would get tied up with somebody and still push another 3 yards.
Yeah,
They were strong, hard fought runs. It was
yeah,
awesome.
the yards after, you could really see the yards after contact.
It was
It was
huge.
huge. They fucking Aaron Jones has that one where he's like on his back laying on a dude and he scampers back up to his feet, gets a
Yeah.
few more yards.
Our running backs were like they were not fucking around this game, and it
They were
showed.
not fucking
I
around.
texted you a million times that our running game looks strong. The other thing I texted you, we left a bunch of points on the board too, by the way.
You mean off the board?
We left a bunch of points off the board too, by the way. Is what I said.
Oh,
Uh, we had a couple of deep passes, wide ass open passes that got dropped. Lazard
yeah.
had one.
Lazard had one.
Did MVS have one too? Probably.
He did.
Um,
I kept
but
saying every time MVS would catch one, I said, "There he goes. He avoided a drop." Every time he caught
I
one.
just but what I texted you a couple times too, what I said the important thing to note here is that we are constantly playing behind the Rams secondary.
We were getting
we
deep.
were we were getting behind their secondary, no problem. It was
Yeah.
easy. And Alan Lazard grabs a great 58-yard touchdown to basically ice the game. But when that ball was in the air, I was like, I'm so used to those big bombs getting dropped by MVS.
The one thing I will say is I don't actually even know, but I remember AJ Dillon had to be helped off the field. He got that.
Yeah,
I don't know what the
I didn't. I know he got hurt. I didn't see what else
because he had that
besides that.
fumble. We luckily Rogers had heads up, picked it up, and basically
Yeah, yeah,
made it into a
like
zero.
a 1 yard play or whatever.
Yeah, which was awesome. I mean, the field awareness there from Rogers was excellent. But I don't know what
Yeah,
actually happened to AJ Dillon after that. I know he
I
got
don't. I
examined.
don't
He went
know.
into the blue tent.
Yeah, look that up real quick. Um, so another thing too is Mason Craw. I mean, our special teams is a little shaky right now. Honestly, that botched snap on that extra point.
Yeah, that was a
J.K.
little.
Scott goes to get the ball's over here, so he can't even get the ball down to do anything with it. So he kind of just gets up and like shovel passes it forward to Mason Crosby, who obviously gets tackled, and someone throws a little extra like an extra little extra weight on him, and it looked like he hurt his shoulder for a minute there. He was kind of like trying to stretch it out, but then right after that he was kicking back off again. So
Yeah,
um, you
it
know,
says they're hopeful for AJ Dillon. By the way,
yeah,
not a
yeah.
guarantee at this point.
So with how good our running back looked, our running back room looked, right? AJ Dillon, Jamal Williams, Aaron Jones, that three-headed beast was fucking insane. And the hard part is, Jamal Williams, Aaron Jones are both due a contract this year,
Yeah,
and it comes out that I gotta pull it up real quick. That Aaron Jones, obviously, he got a. We talked about this. He got a new agent this year. Um, the Packers made an extension offer to him that would put him in the top five average salary for running backs, but he was looking for more of a guaranteed contract. And so when the guaranteed money wasn't there, he I guess his agent turned it down and he hired Drew Rosenhaus instead. So it's unclear if they're still talking with him. But Rob Domowski, one of those big reporter guys, said it's possible that we've already made our decision. Basically, this is it. Take it or leave it. Um, and I think seeing Jamal Williams and AJ Dillon perform the way they did almost could cement that decision that Aaron Jones's time, money wise, I mean, it's business, right? His
I
time might be
mean,
done.
the one thing I'll say about Aaron Jones, if you lose a player like Aaron Jones out of the backfield, is he has by far the best hands of any of them.
Yeah.
Like all three of them, I consider the competent runners. I think
Yep.
they have different strengths and weaknesses as runners,
Yep.
but Aaron Jones is hands down
I mean,
the
when
best.
Devonte Adams was hurt, he was basically a wide receiver.
Yeah, he's basically a wide receiver. And I also tend to think he's the best blocker. Like when he's in the backfield getting like trying to cover the blitz, I tend to think of him as the best in
I
that.
mean, I give AJ Dillon a pass on a lot of things yet because he's a rookie.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's by far the worst at picking up the blitz, but they don't really use him for that. He like when he's in, he's usually running and then he's
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. So
Aaron Jones definitely the best at picking up that, but I mean,
yeah.
but not, that being said, Jamal Williams has gotten better at picking up, getting that chip block and then getting out as an option.
Yeah.
So, he I would not be upset with Jamal Williams. Especially when you got still someone like AJ Dillon to relieve that load a little bit and keep him fresh. I think it's still a good option. But Aaron Jones, if you lose that set of hands at your running back, I mean, after Devonte Adams, he is our surest set of hands on the field.
I mean, Big Bob's looking pretty good though too.
Big Bob really has, but I still
He doesn't
think
drop much.
he doesn't. But Aaron Jones, to me, that man does not drop it, and he catches. He can make the contested catch.
Yeah, he has. Um, Again, another great performance from Aaron Rodgers as always. This is a stat that I've been looking for a while, and I put a screenshot. It's not related to this game really, other than the fact that he's incredibly efficient. Um, Aaron Rodgers, we talk about all the time, lowest touchdown to intercept, sorry, highest touchdown to interception ratio of all time. He got to his 400 touchdown passes with less than 100 interceptions. No one had ever been even close to doing that. Um, this was, I think, as of the end of the regular season, he had thrown 412 passing touchdowns
Wow.
compared to only 89 interceptions. Of those 89, 24 of them were tip balls. 14 of those tip balls bounced off the receiver's hands. The other 10 got deflected at the line of scrimmage. That's 26% of his interceptions weren't his fault.
I mean,
That is mind boggling. That puts his touchdown interception ratio at like six something touchdowns per interception.
it's
And
unprecedented. It's unprecedented.
I still think that tip ball interceptions should not count towards a quarterback's interception ratio.
Yeah.
I'm saying. Um, but okay, back on track a little bit. The summary: strong run game.
Yep. Strong defensive coverage, especially in the secondary.
I thought our secondary played pretty soft actually.
What?
A lot of the game we played pretty soft in our secondary.
I mean,
Again, but that's our defensive. I think personally, I think that's our defensive identity. You're going to give a little, but once you get down towards the red zone, they tighten up and just let it field goals.
yeah. I
And then
don't know.
the offense gets the ball and grinds out 8 minute drives.
I mean, basically, they throw away from Jair, especially if Adrian Amos is not on the other side. Like they look for
Darnell
like
Savage
Red.
is no joke either, though. Like,
They look for basically Will Redmond and
I mean, is he even playing right now? Is he hurt? I think he's hurt.
is he? Who's in for him?
I don't know. I read that.
And then Kevin King.
I read that Josh Jackson's only been in on 3 snaps since week 10.
Wow.
Apparently, he's on his way out. So okay, strong run game.
Yep.
Players stepping up big in the pass game, like always. It's usual suspects, right? Devontae Adams, Big Bob, um, Alan Lazard. Defensive line was strong. Kenny Clark was strong. Rashawn Gary was strong off the edge.
I mean, you're skipping.
Zadarius Smith was strong off the edge.
I mean, on the offensive side, you're missing the O line.
Oh, that's a given though. And
textbook.
the crazy part is we're still missing the best left tackle in the league, and we haven't skipped a beat. Billy Turner is like right tackle, nah player. I'm playing left tackle now, which left tackle is like the hardest, like not hard. I mean, it's the hardest position in the game, right? It's the most critical. It's the quarterback's blind side, right? You are the blind side. It's like the most valuable, and we lost the best one in the league, and our offensive line is like, whatever, it's fine. This is I okay, played offensive line. I played offensive line for many years. I have obviously a great understanding and deep appreciation of offensive linemen, and this is hands down the best offensive line group I've ever witnessed.
They're good. They're fun. I mean, they're so good. There's there's no second guessing it. All of them.
Anybody can play anywhere, and that was like my thing. That was my thing. Was that I and the guys I play with can attest to this as well. I knew the entire playbook front to back. I played as Elton Jenkins did. I played every spot in the offensive line during games because I had to, because people get hurt and we need to shift things around. And so that versatility is something that like is huge to me. And watching this Packers team be able to lose people and shift people around in and out is crazy. It's been great.
It really has.
So okay, offensive line, defensive line, great. Linebackers, solid. I don't know. I didn't really notice them. And our secondary, again, didn't hear Jair's name called basically at all, which is good.
Yeah, and I just felt like I kept seeing Adrian Amos there on the help for tackling, and he's I mean he's been doing what a safety should be doing, and he's playing sideline to sideline like just like you would expect from your linebacker. So he's been coming up big.
I mean, so moving forward, we're playing the Bucks on Sunday afternoon. The obvious choice is the Packers.
Just got. I mean, gotta take care of the ball. Just gotta take care of the ball.
Take care of the ball and just do what you've been doing the entire year. I mean, I would
do what we've been doing, except for what we did against the Bucks.
It's a
early in the
completely different
season.
team. It's a new season, new team. You can't,
I don't
completely
know if you
different.
mean I don't know what you mean by new
Was that
season,
game in
but
Lambeau or was it in Tampa? I think it was
I
in
think it was in
Tampa, right?
Tampa. Yeah,
It's another thing too.
it's going to be. I
You're
mean, it's
playing
going
at
to be a
home.
very different
You're playing at
climate.
home. Yeah. And so
I mean, the
strong. I want.
temperature alone is going to be like 30, third. That's what they say, 33 chance
I
of
thought it
snow.
was yeah. I thought it was like upper 20s. But what I want to see is strong run game, like I saw last week. If you do that, the pass game is going to be have a good day, right? You establish the ground game, the pass game is going to follow.
Yep,
Protect the ball, which we've been great at all year,
have to.
and past that, I mean, defensively, just show up and do your job. I
And
mean,
then there
we've
can't
been
be any
our
big
defense is
special teams.
peaking. Our defense is be peaking at the right time.
Yeah, I
Special
agree with
teams,
that.
yeah, absolutely. Special teams, you can't have any major gaffes. Like we had that botched field goal or botched extra point we are talking about. Crosby's missed a couple extra points in the season. I think it was two or
Yeah,
three. And honestly, we're one of the worst kick return and punt return teams in the league. And I don't know how we are on coverage either. Probably not awesome.
I mean, I don't mind the kick return, punt return stat as long as we're not fucking fumbling. I don't care. We don't need a
Yeah.
bunch of yards there.
Which Tavon Austin did.
Yeah,
Was it 2 weeks ago or this past week? I don't remember.
yeah, he had one
Um,
that he dropped or fucked up.
I just play smart. Honestly, all the pieces are there. You just gotta play smart.
What
And
happened to Tyler Irvin?
he got hurt.
I remember he got hurt, but I didn't hear anything. I didn't realize it was a season ender.
I think he went on IR. I don't know,
Hmm.
but and so wow, gosh, I don't know how long we're at right now. Probably a ways. Um, anyways, last thing, I'm not worried about Brady. Right, everybody's Brady versus Rodgers. I'm not worried about him. He's not looked great the past handful of weeks. It's his 14th conference championship game. It's Rodgers' fifth, which everybody shits all over the Packers front office about wasting Rodgers' career. Five championship games in 11 years is pretty good.
It is pretty
20,
good.
2010, 2014, 2016, 2019, 2020. That's pretty good. I looked it up. The next closest in the NFC was the 49ers have made it four times in that span.
Hmm. It does say Tyler Irvin has a foot injury. He's on IR.
So not worried about. Honestly, my biggest concern is the Buccaneers linebackers. They are stout. They are good,
I mean, you're not wrong.
very good, and they play all over the place. They play in coverage. They run. They fly to the ball fast. They hit hard. That's the only thing I'm concerned about in this game. Brady doesn't scare me. Leonard Fournette makes me like, their run game makes me, but I'm not worried about Antonio Brown. I'm not worried about Gronk. I'm not worried about Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. None of them. None.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Brady has not been sharp enough for to make all those other like I don't want to call them tools, all those other guys play as good as they could.
He's not elevating there. I mean, Gronk hasn't really done a ton. I don't think he hasn't been explosive like he has been since he came out of retirement.
No,
Antonio Brown hasn't put up that many great numbers either.
no. I
He's
mean,
not the best receiver on that team.
I mean, it's the nature of it. You get a little older, lose a step. So anyway, I
I don't know. Big Bob put out a pretty nice letter this week. I'd like to talk about that later at some point. That was unless
later
you want to talk about it. You want to talk about it now?
you
Talk
better
about it
either
now.
talk about it now or forever hold your peace.
Oh shit! Robert Tanyan, Big Bob, our the crowd favorite tight end. Everybody loves him. He put out like a pretty good long, what, probably a couple pages worth of.
Yeah, I mean a nice long
If you
long
open a
write up.
newspaper, it's the entire page.
You think
Three quarters of a page with pictures.
probably that's probably right.
He said, "This is a typical thing for me. He doesn't write things like this, but he really, kind of gave his entry into Green Bay and it kind of gave a backstory about like how I got here and stuff like that. And he said, because he actually was undrafted and got cut by the Lions in preseason and ended up on our practice squad. And he said as soon as he gets there, someone comes up to him and goes, "Hey, I'm Aaron. Welcome." Aaron Rodgers is being a cool ass dude, and then apparently it was like Rodgers starts talking to him like he's known him for forever, and just Robert Tanyan introduces himself as, "Hi, I'm Robert, excited to be here," and Rogers just starts calling him Bobby, like they've
Yeah.
been best friends forever.
Well, the crazy thing is he comes in when Aaron is coming back from injury, so he's on the he's on the scout team or the second
Yeah,
string, the practice squad basically. Aaron is, and so Big Bob, his practice squad quarterback is Aaron Rodgers, which
and he
is just
says, the quote here is, "What's up, Bobby? Let's go score some points. What do you think?" How
I
cool is
mean,
that?
that's fucking tight.
He says, "That's my scout team quarterback, Aaron freaking Rodgers. Not too shabby, right?"
It's not, I mean, not at all. It's
Um, but he said that you know Aaron Rodgers, he's one of those guys that sees the best in everybody, and he's going to get on you if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and he's going to build you up if you are. He said he really cares about you and wants you to reach your full potential, and he's going to get in your ear about it if you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And he's got this pretty cool. And he talks about got to learn from some great tight ends like Jimmy Graham, Lance Kendricks, and Mercedes Lewis.
Jimmy, such a Jimmy Graham hater.
I mean, and he says he hopes that he can, finish out his career like Mercedes Lewis, because Mercedes to him is almost invincible. Nice guy, great leader, and all that stuff.
I've
Um,
been doing it a long time too.
and then he talks about Devonte Adams, and Devonte, when he was injured that earlier in the season, and Bob went off on that Monday night game against the Falcons, and he says after the game, Devonte pulls him off to the side in the weight room and says, when he gets on the field, he said, when I get back on the field, I want to see you acting that night like you did against the Falcons. Not playing, acting like it. So he said, I didn't really understand. So I asked him what he meant. He said, acting like you're unstoppable, like no one on the planet could stick with you, knowing that you had reached another level. And he says, coming from a guy like Devonte Adams, that was the coolest thing to ever hear.
Yeah.
But my favorite part of this story is that he says they're a no bullshit team when you're in the locker room or outside the locker room even. He said Thanksgiving 2019, he's at Aaron Rodgers' house. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, like, just a great ass long table with all the players around it. It's like it's exactly what it
I can
sounds
see
like.
I can see look at you. You're getting giddy as fuck right now.
It's exactly what it sounds like. I can just imagine like a Hallmark movie, a camera panning in the entire Packers football
You're
team wearing nice sweaters, like eating turkey and things. Like it
beautiful.
sounds so good.
Yeah. You're getting out of
Anyways,
control right now. You're getting
anyways,
too jolly right
well,
now.
my favorite person comes in here. Dave Bakhtiari leans over to him. And he says, "This is 2 years ago, before he even really, before he said before I was anything, before I was even really playing." Dave Bakhtiari leans over to him and says, "Hey man," and this is at Thanksgiving. Says, "Listen, I don't know what's up with you in the passing game or how you do things when the ball's in the air, but when we're running the ball in the run game, what you're doing is not good enough. You need to be better." And he wasn't
Damn.
he wasn't smiling about it. He was, and he says he was mad, like mad. He said, "Here I am thinking this dude was gonna ask me to pass the gravy or something," and he's pissed off, leaning in to talk to the fourth string tight end about his run blocking skills. Dude was not messing around.
I
But
mean,
he said he looked and he said he didn't take it. He said pure emotion. Bob said pure emotion rose up in him, and it wasn't anger, it was desire, it was inspiration. He looked at Bakhtiari back in the eye and said, "I cannot wait until practice tomorrow." And years later, they're the best friends. Some of the best friends, and you know, talks about his first game in Lambeau, and going out there, seeing the yellow paint and all the fans and like all that kind of stuff. It's just he said it's been a dream come true. He said he knows this is the place. He was meant to do it. The community is incredible. I'll have to post a link to the article because I'm not doing it any justice here. Um,
it's a
it's it
really good read. It really is. And
and it kind of came out of nowhere. It's exactly what you think, right? Like at first, because I still had in the back of my head have Bob Tanyan as like the second string tight end. I don't know why. He's clearly not. He's clearly like Mercedes Lewis and Robert Tanya are like 1 and 1A, like or 1A and 1B, but it kind of came out of nowhere, and I read it, and I texted you and I said, "You need to read this right now. Stop what you're doing and read this."
I did. I did.
It was so good. I don't even care. We ran so long. This is like a double header episode. Like we took MLK Day off to do our own thing, and so we kind of put gossip and news this week in one section, had an extended Packers section because there's a lot to unpack from that game.
So much.
Unpack.
Go, back, go.
And then the Bob Tanyan thing. So I don't know. I'm just super jazzed. I lost my voice this weekend from this game. I'm super excited. I'm ready to go. I already told Miss Van that if we go to the Super Bowl, I might be flying my Packers flag in the back of my truck all week.
There you go. That's living. That's living right.
I need a new one anyways because I don't have a double sided one. This one gets torn up. I don't care.
I don't know where that make. Now that you say that, I don't know where my Packers pullover is. I just got a new one for Christmas, and I can't. I don't know where it is.
A legit pullover, like
Oh,
a windbreaker pullover.
yeah, like a with the little zip.
Is it a starter one
I don't know. I don't
or is it
know. It's a
logo
Nike.
ath?
It's a Nike one.
Oh, logo athletic was the one you really wanted. Starter was the one everybody had, but logo athletic was the one you really wanted.
I'm sorry. Sorry to let you down.
Anyways, I'm sorry. I went on and on and on this week. I don't care. I'm so stoked for the Packers game. I was sitting on the couch doing this. Like,
I I could imagine. I can imagine.
I'm excited.